Thank you.
It's raining, man. So yeah, man. No man can easily escape the struggle, bro. You feel what I'm saying? I'm not working out today. I did 2 days hardcore. We're just gonna have a low carb meal today. On the days you're not working out, you're supposed to be at a low carb meal. Talk about pho, man. Pho is not really low carb, even though there is healthy carbs in pho. But you got a bowl full of noodles. I don't know if that's low carb or not. you know, forget all that, bro. I don't know. But it's the healthiest thing that I can eat right now, so. Yeah, man. I think the Matrix is it's built to keep you poor. I think so, because it's so hard to be rich. Think about how hard motherfuckers gotta like work to get there. You know, they don't make it easy for you to become rich. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like something you gotta slowly like get out of. You feel what I'm saying? Because nobody can escape easily. Think about it. The Matrix, it takes severe discipline to get out of it. To be free, to live life on your own terms, to be a wealthy, rich man. It takes all the discipline, all the strength that you got, man, to escape the Matrix. You feel what I'm saying? You know, takes a lot. And some motherfuckers don't even become rich in one lifetime. Some motherfuckers die poor. I know my mother and my father did. They died poor, man. And mainly it's because they refused to change, man. You feel what I'm saying? When you refuse to change, man, you stay the same. You know, that's what I think the reason why a lot of motherfuckers don't make it out.
Wait.
You know? Yeah, we're not working out today. We're not having any rock star, nothing like that. I slipped up and had a cheese snack this morning. I was supposed to have been having nothing, but I had some string cheese. But we won't have nothing until like 2 o'clock. So look, if you break it fast, you slip up, okay, fine. But make sure you get right back to it. Like tomorrow, nothing. I slipped up today, it's okay. But get back to your fasting, you know? Because at first it's gonna be hard. It takes practice at first. And then after a while, your stomach gonna be used to not having food in it in the morning. You know what I'm saying? I did it before, you know what I mean? I used to fast. I used to eat 1 meal a day. Back when I was on steroids, I was eating 1 meal a day from Boston Market. You feel what I'm saying? But like I said, man, no man can escape easily, man. That's why I say when the short bald guy was talking, man, I knew he was lying because I'm like, can't nobody just easily escape like that. He made it look like it was easy, bro. You know, after all the complaining he been doing, it's like, bro, come on, man, stop selling wolf tickets. Can't nobody just easily just jump out of the struggle like that. Something would have to drastically change, man. Like I said, man, some people don't want to change. You know. But I think the thing is with me, bro, I think, like, it was built inside of me, man, to get the bag. Because I've been wanting to be getting the bag since I was like young, like I was in my 20s. I was chasing the bag back then. I had a desire back then to get the bag. You feel what I'm saying? You know, I had a desire. You know, I had dreams of being rich. And my music is selling and stuff like that. You know, but it didn't happen for me. And the reason why, I think because I just wasn't disciplined enough. I just wasn't focused enough. I was focusing on pussy too much. You feel what I'm saying? But when you're not focused on pussy, man, your brain, you could think beyond. I mean, bro, your mind is focused. You know, your mind is focused, bro. When you ain't got pussy in your life, your mind is focused and you're supposed to be focused, man. You focus on yourself. But I think the main reason why people stay poor throughout the years is because they don't want to change. They don't want to stop chasing women. They don't want to stop playing video games all night long. You feel what I'm saying? They don't want to, they don't want to give up their things, their daily life things, man. Some motherfuckers, they start families very early and they rather have a family and a wife or a girlfriend than have riches. You know, they choose that over becoming successful or becoming wealthy or whatever. They choose other things over that, and I see that a lot, man. My father, all he did was chase coochie his whole entire life. He never wanted to change at all. He never said, "Let me chase the bag for a number of years." You know what I'm saying? He never wanted to do that. You feel what I'm saying? He never stopped in his tracks and said, "Wait a minute, let me chase this bag. You know, let me figure out stuff, man. Let me stop being lazy. Let me become the best version of myself." I gave up the video games. I gave up going out, to bars and clubs just so I could get out of the struggle. I gave that up. I threw it in the garbage can. I threw my video games in the garbage can, man. I saw that, what was it? It was one, I've been watching a lot of incel cartoons. I'm not an incel, but I do watch it because it has something to do with the struggle and dating. You feel what I'm saying? I do watch it, but there was this one cartoon where it was titled "From a Loser to a Winner" or some shit like that, right? And there was this one video where there was an incel guy who was playing video games. He was overweight. You feel what I'm saying? He just wasn't going anywhere in life. And then, I guess he, I don't know, I think he called a hotline or something. And there was some other guy on the other end, give him direction, like, hey, if you want to change your life, start by throwing away that video game. Put that video game in the garbage. He was like, no, I don't want to do that. He said, okay, but how are you going to change? You know what I'm saying? You throw your PlayStation in the garbage, throw your video games in the garbage that go with it. And eventually he did it. He took it and he threw it in the trash can, and then he started saying, start giving up your short-term pleasures for long-term goals. You know what I'm saying? Stop messing with the short-term pleasure. Because when you think about it, when you're chasing hoes, that's short-term pleasure, man. When you're chasing sex, that's short-term pleasure. Hey, guys, be careful, man. There's a lot of tweakers out right now. There's a lot of motherfuckers out. I just want to put a side note, man. A lot of tweakers out there. A lot of motherfuckers out there ready to start something with you and shit like that, man. Be careful. You can easily get killed around the holidays because people are out here just looking for trouble, man, during the holidays because they ain't got nothing else to do, or they ain't got a family of their own, to hang out with. So they want to start trouble with you. They want to mean mug you. But anyway, like I said, back to what I was saying. So, start turning in that short-term pleasure for that long-term goals. Set a 6-month goal for yourself. Set a year goal for yourself. Set a 5-year goal for yourself. You feel what I'm saying? And then slowly but surely, he became a new man. He threw away the video games and stuff like that. He lost weight. He got in shape. He started chasing the bag, basically. And eventually, he turned his life around, man. But that's because he wanted to change. You see, in order to get out of the struggle, you have to change. You have to want to change. You got to be like, no, that's not how you do it. I don't want to do it like that no more. That's because that's the reason why I was losing. I don't want to play no video games. I don't want to stay up all night. You know what I'm saying? coping. You feel what I'm saying? You know, but slowly but surely, he came out of that, man, and became successful, man. You know, video games is for when you have already made it already. You feel what I'm saying? Then you can play your video game once you have some success in life. You feel what I'm saying? You know, but if you ain't like did nothing with your life, man, you know, you shouldn't be out here playing video games all day long, man, and all day night, especially if you're not getting women in your life. You know, you having a hard time getting women, you can't just cope and play video games all night and every single day, because video games can be addictive, and they're built to get you hooked, man. That's how they make their money. Video games is built to hook you. You know. What's up with it, man? Give me 3 times. Fantasy 5, 3 times. For sure, man. Have a good day. You too, man. Thank you. You know what I'm saying? Giving up video games, giving up chasing women, that's a start right there to like pursue the bag. You feel what I'm saying? That's the start of changing right there. You feel what I'm saying? It's hard to change, man, but you don't want to be stuck like that forever, man. At one point, you're gonna have to turn around and chase the bag in life, man. You can't play video games until you get to be old and shit, man. You can't be a loser until you get to be old. It's like, at one point, you gotta get that shit up and just start chasing money. Chasing success at one point. Because I remember when I was living with my ex-girlfriend, man, I played Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 like it was going out of style, bruh. This is back in 2009. I was 29, living with my girlfriend. I was unemployed, living off of my unemployment check and shit like that. And I used to play that all the time. While she was at work, I was gaming. Okay? Boy, we're talking about hours. Sitting there for about at least, like she'd be at work. When she would leave for work, I go straight to the game, right? She would leave at work around 9. I would play from 9 to 5 until she got off work. And then I got off of it because I didn't really want her to see me playing the game all day long. You know, when she was at work, that's when I was really like gaming. Like on the weekend, I didn't really game because she was around. I did a little bit, maybe a couple of hours, and I would get off of it. You know, but when she was at work from 9 to 5, I was playing that shit. So it's basically an 8-hour shift on the video game. And then when she would go to sleep, I would get on it. You know what I'm saying? Like she would go to bed like around 10 or whatever. And I'll be down there playing. And once she got off, you know what I'm saying? I would play from 10 to like 2 a.m. in the morning. sometimes 3 a.m. And I would get tired, you know, and go to sleep, wake up, you know, she would leave around like 9. I'd get up, because first I would fix her coffee and shit in the morning, you know. I bring her coffee, like a boyfriend, you know, like a boyfriend should, you know. And I'll be playing that shit when she leave, man. All day long. And I did that for how many years? Until we moved out. Because I bought the PlayStation 4 in 2009. And I did that for 3 years straight, because we broke up in 2012, okay? Instead of going to school or doing music, I even stopped doing music and shit. My online name was Extra Beats, because I was just coming on to the video game PlayStation 4. You know, I was just coming out of music, so I'm fresh. I put my name as Extra Beats, playing Call of Duty, playing Fallout, all the Fallouts, like Fallout 1, what am I saying? Fallout 1, Fallout 3, Fallout 4, okay? Fallout New Vegas, and not in that order, right? And I have enough time, bro, to master all them games. And that's a goddamn shame, bro. How I went through Fallout like a couple of times. And I got the Fallout 4, bro. I got the Fallout 4. And I went through that game. You feel what I'm saying? And my shit wasn't even together, and I'm playing video games, you know? And it's like wasting your time, man. Because some motherfuckers, they use video games to cope, okay? And that ain't doing nothing but covering up or just adding on to your misery. You know what I'm saying? So coping is adding on to your misery and shit. So you can't use it to cope, man. You feel me? You know, it's just gonna make things worse. I mean, when you think about it, like, you know, heating the seed, I'm pretty sure that's what he was doing. He was using video games to cope, alcohol. I recently slowed all the way down on that. Because I'm like thinking like, maybe it's worse. You feel what I'm saying? You know, maybe it's making my situation worse. The alcohol, the, you know, eating whatever I want, eating pizza all the time. Is it making my situation worse, or is it making it better? I asked the question. You know, you feel me? You know, to me, it's making things worse, because if I'm eating whatever I want, I'm putting on more pounds. Even though, yeah, I am working out, but still, am I a happier guy? Or am I more miserable? You know what I'm saying? Was the video games worth it? When I was living with my girlfriend, absolutely not. I even got to Grand Theft Auto, man, and was playing with that, man. I was a big gamer. After I get off from doing Uber and Lyft, back when I was living with my girlfriend, I went straight to the video game. I'm putting on all kinds of pounds. My girlfriend at the time was like, babe, you're getting bigger. You're putting on weight. I must have had gained like 20 pounds. And that's a lot of pounds, bro. That's more than just, 3 or 4 or 5 pounds. You put on an extra 20 pounds, you look like a different person. You feel what I'm saying? So nah, we gotta do it the right way. You feel me? We gotta stop chasing these women. That's number one. We gotta set goals for ourselves long term. We can't fall victim to short-term pleasure. Okay, that's what a lot of guys do, man. Like, the reason why a lot of guys and people in general, not just dudes, but women too, they fall victim to short-term pleasure. And that's why they never make it out of the struggle, man. Think about it, when somebody's going out to the music dream, they thinking long-term, they're not thinking short-term. I'm pretty sure all the music moguls that you see today, they thought about long-term. And they're thinking like, yeah, in the future, I'm gonna be very good at writing these rhymes. You know what I'm saying? Right now, I'm trash right now. But in the future, I'm gonna be tight. As long as I stay committed and never give up, I'm gonna be tight at writing rhymes. Some of the beat makers too, man. They started out young making beats. They didn't care what people thought about how they beat sound or shit like that, bro. They don't care about that. They care whether or not is they making progress throughout the months and years. Am I getting better? Okay. 3 months passed, okay, I got better. Another 3 months passed by, I even got better. I got even, a couple of years passed by, okay, I'm sounding good. You know what I'm saying? I got, 5 years passed by of making beats. Okay, then you're very, very good. 6, 7 years, 8 years passed by. Now you done mastered it. You feel what I'm saying? Because it takes time to master beats. That's one thing I learned in music. It took time. Like Little John, it took time for him to master that crunk style, man. It took him years though. It wasn't like he just popped into success like overnight, bro. Nah, it took him years. Little John, he started out as an A&R. He was working in the music industry already. You know what I'm saying? And then he blew up in 2005, and then around that time, he stayed committed to his craft, man. He slapped a name brand on it, crunk music, the king of crunk, Little John. He had the club popping around that time, okay? Back when I was in my 20s, Little John was hot. The early 2000s, Little John was hot. But it takes time, man, of working on your craft. I'm saying this because one day Kelcat will not be here. And you might want to go back and listen to my videos. You feel what I'm saying? You might want to go back and listen to my videos and see what I was talking about. You feel what I'm saying? Even school, bro, it takes time to get a degree. You can't get it overnight, man. It takes years, really. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of motherfuckers who get rich, they don't think short term. They think long term. I'm gonna get your ass long term. That's how I look at it with the jackpot. I ain't gonna get you right now, but I bet you I will get you down the stretch. That's a promise. You feel what I'm saying? I'll get you later in life. And that's how you gotta look at it, bro. You get the money later in life. Ain't nobody making it out so easily. That's why guys get stressed. That's why guys get frustrated, man, because they haven't been taught that goals are not easy to maintain, or goals are not easy to reach, especially a goal like success. When you come up from nothing, you're gonna learn real quick that if you don't get that money, you're gonna be in a situation forever until the day that you die. If you don't change, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna be in that situation until you die. It's like changing my diet. Just recently I figured something out. Just recently. Is that even one of my subscribers came around and said that, hey, what's up with the diet, bruh? You know you can't outwork a bad diet, right? And he's right. But I've been working out, right? I've been eating whatever I want, eating pizza and hamburgers, french fries sometimes, like once a week. Drinking beer, and then thinking like, yeah, I can maintain weight like this. Nuh-uh. You gotta give up something to make it happen. You can't have both. You gotta have one or the other. You feel what I'm saying? You gotta have one or the other. A lot of the times, we don't want to give up things to get things, and that's why a lot of guys stay struggling, because they don't want to give up things to get other things. Had to give up beer so I can lose weight. I started drinking beer a couple of weeks ago, instantly gained 5 pounds, and I saw my face like bloating, and I was like, oh no, I'm done with this. The hell with that. You know what I'm saying? I ain't going back to being a bloated face, bro. You feel me? I ain't going back to being a bloated face. And that's one thing I learned coming up. And just recently, it's like, give up the alcohol, bro. Give up the pizza. Give up the things that you like doing the most, so you can get other things that you desire the most. You feel what I'm saying? It's like, give it up, because it's not worth it for you to keep on putting on weight and eating unhealthy. You're gonna mess around and have a stroke, boy. You keep on playing around like Cali Muscle. You know what I'm saying? So I had to start making some decisions, like, do I really want a love into my life? Do I want children? I want kids. Well, you're gonna have to give up some of that junk food while you're exercising, so you can lose weight to look your best for your your mother of your kids, man. You ain't gonna get it if you just keep on smacking shit down. Beer was the problem, really. You know, the fast food was a lot easier to shake off, but beer, that's the worst. Three beers, man, that's more than a McDonald's meal. You know what I'm saying? That's more carbs than a McDonald's meal. You feel what I'm saying? Especially if it's IPA and it ain't light beer. So I had to check myself, like, I really want love in my life again, man. I'm starving for love, man. When I have children and stuff, well, you're gonna have to start changing your diet and exercising a lot more. Okay. I'm done with that. You feel what I'm saying? I'm done. I am completely done. You feel what I'm saying? And a lot of the times, bro, in my mind, when I'm doing bad things, I feel like I'm actually making progress or thinking that it'll be okay. Wait. Man, I'll swallow, a pizza or something. Cause I ain't gonna lie, man. I've been ordering that pizza over there at the new pizza place. You know what I'm saying? And I've been sharing the pizza with one of the other people out here on the streets and stuff. You know what I'm saying? That I know. So we'll gobble up a whole extra large pizza, and I'll be woofing down like at least 6 or 7 slices. And then wake up the next morning, try to work it off. That ain't gonna work. You're gonna have a hard time working off that pizza. You feel what I'm saying? So I said, I gave that shit up, bro. You feel me? And I'm gonna try to avoid that person that be coming around, try to get me to get some pizza, to order a pizza and stuff, and to avoid that female, at least like for most of the week, man. Maybe we could do it just once a week. That's it. But every day, it's just gonna be repetitive and it's gonna add on to weight. And I ain't gonna be too happy about it. I was very unhappy when I was fat, bro, in 2017. Very unhappy. Mad at the world, bro. I couldn't get a date. I couldn't get a woman. I was too overweight. Man, I was treated badly, too. I mean, damn. Women treated me badly. And I had a taste of what inceldom was, man. I had a taste of it. That no female liked you. You couldn't even get a date. You couldn't even get a grandma. You couldn't even get a fat wildebeest land whale. You couldn't even get even unattractive women. You get nothing when you are sub 5 as a man, bro. Reason why 5 dudes have a hard time getting other sub 5 women or women that are sub 5 like them, because those women, they can get the guys that are average looking at best. They can date up in looks. I got sub 5 women hitting on me all the time. And I'm not below average looking, man. You know what I'm saying? But they're below average looking. And they don't hit on me, man, and all the other stuff. You know what I'm saying? And some guys, they fold and say, you know what? I deserve a below average looking woman. Let me get that below average looking woman. Let me see. You know, feel me? And that leaves the sub 5 guy out because he can't get his face match. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing when The average woman is dating up in looks, dating Chads and Tyrones. That leaves you out to only date women that are below average looking. And that's all the options I really have, except boobs. Boobs is not below average looking, but her body is below average though. She got face and titties. That's the one thing she got. And her height is done. She's like 5 foot, or she's like 5'4", or 5'3". You feel what I'm saying? Or 2 or something like that. So it's like, nothing is easy for men, bro. Making it out of the struggle, that's gonna be a lot of hard work, a lot of years put into your craft, a lot of years, a lot of hours. It's just not gonna be easy to get out of that struggle thing that you got. But with persistence and due time, you will. You feel what I'm saying? Persistence and just ambition and never quitting. That's what's gonna get you out of that situation. You feel me? What time is it? Yeah, it's time for me to fly a sign, man. So just remember, bruh, it's not gonna be an easy thing for you to get out of that situation that you're in. It's gonna come with time, but it's better than being in the situation for the remaining years of your life. I mean, just look at the guy that's 27 years, I'm gonna call him Mr. 27 years because he did 27 years single. He wouldn't have did that if he had been on his purpose and got that money up. He would never had did that sentence of 27 years. But instead of getting his bread up, he just let the years go by. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather be on my purpose and that shit last for only 4 or 5 years than for that shit to last 27 years plus. Or until your death. You feel what I'm saying? But I gotta go. You guys have a good day. I'm out. Peace.